morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told out of Voice Radio. So today, we need to take a look at a very nice little special energy card. It's a new one, it's coming around for Darkness Pokemon. We kind of knew we were getting one of these. It's apparently called Hidden Darkness Energy. Our translation comes from the lovely Antoine Boulet, one of our very favourites over here. And, I mean, look, we'd seen Speed Energy, we'd seen Horror Energy, we'd seen Heat Energy. So, it makes sense that we see Hidden Energy. Technically, it's called Hidden Darkness Energy, but I don't like putting the darkness in the name. It feels weird. What does Hidden Energy do? It's literally Floatstone. But only for Darkness Pokemon. It is a special energy that provides a Darkness Energy regardless of which Pokemon it's attached to. But when it is attached to a Darkness Pokemon, that Darkness Pokemon has no retreat cost. Oh. Cool. And that's what it is. That's what it does. It is a Floatstone in energy form for Darkness Pokemon. So the question becomes, are we going to play it? I mean, if we look at the other ones we've seen so far, Speed Energy we're big fans of, because Speed Energy, when you attach it to a Lightning Pokemon, you get to draw 2 cards. We like this is good. Similarly, we've got Horror Energy, and Horror Energy, when you attach it to a Psychic Pokemon, and that Psychic Pokemon is damaged by an attack, you have to take 2 damage counters, which is currently seeing a bunch of play in Dragapult decks. Will remain to be seen how good that remains, because one of the things, and we'll probably get there a bit more in a moment, if you're relying on special energy, it does become significantly easier for your opponent to just be like, oh, you know, I'll just discard your special energy. There, done, sorted. I'll play a bit of energy denial, life will be good. But for the time being, that's seeing a bunch of play in Dragapult decks. And then the other one we saw was Heat Energy. Now, I'm not such a fan of Heat Fire Energy, if I'm honest with you. Because, now, it gives any fire Pokemon it's attached to an extra 20 HP. But the problem that I've got with this is that it doesn't interact with other cards. And that's one thing we need to point out here. It doesn't interact with other cards. So if we take Heat Fire Energy as an example, what we see is you can't attach it from the deck with Volcanium. And you can't attach it from your hand using Welder. And you can't recover it from the discard pile using Fire Crystal. And you can't search it out the deck using Giant Hearth. And the reason is, although it is a fire energy, it is only a fire energy when it is attached. When it is not attached, it doesn't count as a fire energy anymore. It's just a generic energy card, so it can't be interacted with them. And that is a little bit sad. Now, one of the things we actually really like with Heat Fire Energy for a very short period of time before it rotates out, or in Expanded, is Electro Gx. Now, Electro Gx is one of those Pokemon that has become broken, and I mean this in a very literal sense of the word. Because the ability Extra Energy Bomb lets you KO Electrode, yes, you give up 2 prizes, and then you get to attach 5 energy cards from your discard to your non-GX, non-EX Pokemon in any way that you like. It should exclude Pokemon V and V Max, but it doesn't. I mean, clearly, the fact that it excludes EXs and GXs, that kind of tells us pretty clearly that we are expecting it to not work on 2-prize Pokemon. And then when it comes out working on Vs, which are 2-prize, and VMAX, which are 3-prize Pokemon, it does get just a little bit silly. But I suppose silly in kind of a good, fun way. The point here is you can use this to accelerate lots of energy, but with Heat Fire Energy you want lots of energy, because each one gives you an extra 20 HP, so the theory is you essentially stack all the energy one on top of the other, and if you've got 4 of them on, you get an extra 80 HP. Speed Energy, you want to attach from your hand to draw 2 cards. Horror Energy, maybe you stack, because if there's 2 on there and your opponent attacks, they take 4 damage counters, etc. This is very much a one-off special energy. Generally speaking, playing special energy is bad. Although we don't have it at the moment, we've had cards like Enhanced Hammer versus Crushing Hammer in the past. We still have Crushing Hammer, we don't have Enhanced Hammer. And Crushing Hammer lets you discard any energy on a coin flip, and Enhanced Hammer lets you discard a special energy just because you feel like it. And that's kind of awesome. So clearly Pokemon are saying, look, we're going to punish you a bit more for special energy. I mean, one of the things we've got at the moment, which is flying under the radar and will survive the rotation, is the Alolan Persian GX that came around in Cosmic Eclipse. And that's got a really nice ability that gives it immunity to Tag Team Pokemon, Ultra Beasts, and any Pokemon that has special energy attached. It's rotated out, but we've seen a similar thing previously with Xurkitree, for instance. The GX that just had an ability that made it immune to Pokemon with any special energy attached, or at least damage from it. And that's one of the things you've got to worry about here. If you're attaching this, you are putting a special energy down, and then you run into the potential difficulty of, yeah, now I've actually walked into my opponent's trap. But it does give you free retreat. And look, Floatstone was amazing. Now, to be fair, Floatstone was a Pokemon tool. It wasn't your energy attachment for the turn. But generally speaking, you're probably going to be alright with this. You're going to be able to give yourself free retreat. That's kind of awesome. But then again, do we need free retreat right now? Because we've got really good retreating tools. We've got U-Turn Board that reduces your retreat cost by 1, and if it gets discarded from play, it bounces back to your hand. And we've got Air Balloon that reduces your retreat cost by 2. So I suppose what we do need is we do need to have free retreat on any Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or 4. There's nothing above a 4 right now. And actually, there are a bunch of Pokemon that will help you out here. There are a bunch of Pokemon that really like this. And annoyingly, as much as I've already given you quite a list of things that don't work with this, I've got another one for you. It's Weavile. Annoyingly, Weavile's Shadow Connection reads, as often as you like during your turn, you may move a basic Darkness Energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. Abilities like this would usually work. I mean, if we look at Hydreigon, this is the one that came around in Dark Explorers a little while ago now, which had the same ability, but it didn't say basic, which meant you literally could use this as you liked to move Darkness Energy around. In Expanded, this Hydreigon would work with this energy, but unfortunately, Weavile specifically does say basic, so it doesn't work. And that's annoying, right? Because you got stuff like Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. Mega Sableye and Tyranitar, very good Pokemon, needs lots of energy and 5 energy, 210, you take an extra prize when you take a KO, etc. But large retreat cost of 4, and you'll often want something like Umbreon and Darkrai in the early game, because for just 3 energy, you do 150 to the active, and you do 60 to a benched EX or GX Pokemon. So what you'll often want to do is have Umbreon and Darkrai in the early game spreading damage around, and then move the energy over to Mega Sableye and Tyranitar and go. And you can still do that here, but on the one hand, this hidden energy won't be moved with Weavile, and on the other hand, you've now got an easy way to give free retreat to Mega Sableye and Tyranitar, and that's going to be really nice in helping that get out the active, bringing something like Umbreon and Darkrai back up again, without having to discard 4 energy to manually retreat, or dig through your deck for a switching card. So in that regard, I really do like it. The thing is, if we have a look at the kind of Pokemon we're likely to play, I mean, the one we're all getting really excited about at the moment is Eternatus VMAX. Very nice Pokemon. Retreat cost of 3. Now, Eternatus itself has a retreat cost of 2. Having said that, an awful lot of the time, Eternatus VMAX, either you're going to want to keep it in the active, hitting for 270 a turn. Its ability is a Sky Field as long as you're playing only Darkness Pokemon. You can have 8 bench. And the attack does 30 for each Darkness Pokemon you've got in play. And then a lot of the time, these bigger Pokemon aren't going to want to retreat. They're going to want to use Mallow and Lana to switch and heal 120. And the problem is that one of the cards we are going to see people bringing out in the near future is Zamazenta. As VMAXs get more popular, Zamazenta gets way better. The ability makes it immune to VMAXs, or immune to damage at least. So Zamazenta's also got an attack that does 130 for free energy and discards a special energy. So there are quite a few downsides to playing special energy if you don't need to. Is hidden energy going to see play? Absolutely it is. Of course it is. But it's going to be a 1 or 2 of just to help 1 or 2 Pokemon retreat. I think we got enough reasons to not want to play special energy, and I don't think this gives you enough of an advantage. Yes, it gives you free retreat, but remember, if you can use Air Balloon or U-Turn Board, there's an extremely strong argument that you should, rather than playing another energy. Although we are going to play Eternatus Max, and that does have a retreat cost of 3. Honestly, I see this as a 1 or 2 of in any Darkness deck that plays a Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or 4. And that doesn't make it a bad card, that makes it a good card. But when I look at this side by side with Speed Energy, I think I like Speed Energy quite a bit more. And yet, as much as I've not sounded over the top excited about this card, I'm still giving it 4 Wossies. Because although I don't think it's as good as some of the other special energy, and as much as I don't think it's a terribly exciting card, I do expect it to be a 1 or 2 of in a lot of decks for the entirety of its run, and that makes it a 4 Wossie card. It's going to be good in some Darkness decks. Just be really careful, because special energy can be taken advantage of. You've been warned. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's my thoughts on Hidden Darkness Energy, but I'd very much like to know what you think about Hidden Darkness Energy, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, me nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned good nonetheless. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.